It is great news that 1 year after the first recorded case of COVID in Australia, today the TGA has approved the first vaccine. But the job, of course, is not done. Vaccines don't save lives, vaccinations do. And that's why it's important that this Pfizer vaccine be rolled out as soon as possible. In the US, Canada, the EU and the UK, doses were administered within 1 week of approval. How long will Australians have to wait after now the TGA has given the big tick? Labor, as all Australians should, have absolute faith in the processes of the TGA. We said consistently that once the TGA approval occurred, the vaccine should be rolled out as soon as possible. We were told it would be late March, then it was early March, then it was sometime in February, but the Prime Minister has also committed to 4 million people being vaccinated by the end of March. We'll be holding him to account on that, because it appears that that's going the way of the commitment that all Australians who were stranded overseas would be home by Christmas. This government consistently doesn't deliver on what it says it will do. If the Morrison government had secured the Pfizer deal before other countries had secured 1 billion doses of their own, maybe the government would have more than 1 in 5 Australians being looked after by this vaccine. Happy to take questions.
Minister Albanese, just in relation to the vaccine, the Prime Minister has already made clear that the 4 million doses is likely to be more in early April instead of late March. Isn't it reasonable?
Well, no, he said March.
Well, today in the press conference he indicated that's most likely to be in...
But he did say March.
Isn't it reasonable that given the global supply shocks that we're seeing, isn't it reasonable with great demand that we're seeing, that there is going to be a little bit of movement in vaccine supplies? The October end date is still the most likely outcome for the vaccination of the population. Isn't everything really just going along as the government said it would, just with some slight alterations?
Well, I didn't put words into the Prime Minister's mouth. He chose to say that 4 million doses would occur before March. It is relevant, not just for me to hold the Prime Minister to account for what he says, but without telling the Fourth Estate your job, it's up to you also to hold him to account for what he says.